Hi, the Spirit Scholar here, and today we have a book review. I want to talk to you about A Short History of Drunkenness by Mark Forsyth. I'm completely unpaid when I say this, when I think this should belong in everybody's library. Not only does this talk about really interesting tapestry of alcoholic history, but we're also talking about cultures and its effect and its reflection of alcohol in that. And he covers from nearly the beginning of Homo sapiens all the way to modern day drinking. And I think it gives us a good reflection of where we've come from, where we're at, and where we might potentially be in the future of drinking alcohol. For entertainment, I definitely give this book a 5. I think it's not only fascinating from a historical perspective, there's a lot of cultural insights too, and you can learn a lot about how alcohol was understood or appreciated as time went on. The chapter's only about 15 pages or less, so it's really easy to get through. It's not a very long read, but you'll be entertained the whole time. There are moments where you're genuinely laughing out loud while reading this. As far as the science aspect of this book, you're not going to get a lot of help here. If you're a chemist, an engineer, it's not the book for you. It's going to cover things very lightly, but at the end of the day, that's not the role of this book, so I don't really take too many points away from that. So for history, I give this book a 4. Now, why is history lower than the entertainment for a history book? Like I said, it only really gives you about blurbs of information. It's not really too in detail, but it does whet your appetite to learn more. And some of the stories aren't guaranteed to be 100% true. But I still think it does a good job about presenting proper information about history very objectively. And even if you're a history buff, you should definitely go for this. You're not going to be misled in any way. For this book, definitely some of the highlights I feel are the difference between early and late Roman drinking styles and how the Wild Wild West saloon affected Prohibition. I think if those things that are pique your interest, there are really interesting chapters in here about that. Also, the rum rebellion that took place in Australia. I can go on and on. Each chapter offers something really fun, really interesting, and there's a certain level of levity throughout the whole book that makes you want to keep reading more. Like I keep saying, the book is a fairly light read. There's only about 256 pages, so on average you're looking at about 3.5 hours to finish this book. So you can do it in one afternoon, or you can split it up with those short chapters over time. It only costs about 15 bucks. I got my copy used online for around $8 to $10. So there's plenty of options out there. There's no excuse why you shouldn't be reading A Short History of Drunkenness by Mark Forsyth. So overall, what do I give Mark Forsyth for his Short History of Drunkenness? I'm giving him a 4.5 out of 5. Like I said before, I definitely think this should be part of everybody's library. Even though their history is a little off and there's not a lot of scientific information behind it, I think this book is very approachable for anybody. If you're thinking about buying this as a gift for somebody or somebody who just turned 21 years old, I think this would be perfect. So don't miss out and buy your copy today.